Oh, thank God we didn't. I walked toward the train station using the main street, dragging along the mama cycle that I bought really cheap online for commuting to school. Tokyo was filled with people, even late at night in particular. The area around the train station near my house was close to many universities, so there seemed to be no difference in the amount of people milling about from noon to night. Right around where I could see the station, I almost ran into a pair of girls and apologized. One shot me a "Who's this punk?" look, but the other smiled and said, "I'm sorry." I apologized once more. That was all there was to it, but it filled my heart with joy. Indeed, a fateful meeting was lying in wait for me, and a girl no less. This might be good. The bizarre events tormenting me at that house must surely be built up for the happiness that awaited. In the future, I would look back at it and laugh it off. I felt less burdened when I thought of it that way. And this way, I wouldn't have to move out. That's actually a very good mindset to have. Like, even if you're in a shit period in your life at the moment, just think of it as, life is always just ups and downs, and even if you're in a down currently right now, you will have an up coming at some time. So, right now it's just like, alright, well, I'm just waiting for the next up to arise, and don't worry guys, it will always come. That's just how life is, okay? It's always up and down, up and down. And this way, I wouldn't have to move out. Moving costs would be painful for me, given that I was receiving no aid from home. The offline meeting was fun too. I can't keep complaining. Please don't go home, please don't go home. I mumbled to myself, and finally straddled the bike. I turned completely around, and decided to return home for the first time in a few days. Dude, you're making a big mistake! No one that came to the offline meeting today said anything about the house that grants wishes. If you look at it from another angle, it means it can't be possible, or it can't possibly be a ghost incident. It's a bit shameful, as the original poster, but it's all good in the end, right? What if it's not a ghost thing and there's actually a living person here, in our house? Oh my fucking god. What if it's the baby from the other couple before? He liked the house so much, like, I want to live here, I want to keep living here. And he's just writing down, like, his age there? No, that doesn't make sense, because it's actually going backwards from 7 to 6 to 5. Never mind. There goes my theory. What would have happened if I dragged people over to my house, and it turned out that there was no ghosts? I'd just be a laughing stock. Having finished arming myself with logic. Damn it! With logic, really? I would have gone back to my house only with a knife or a baseball bat or any other weapon, even though that probably doesn't help against a ghost, but still, I would feel safe with that, Like, oh, come at me, I can beat you. I faced the soft, comforting night breeze and powered the pedals, but nope, this guy instead, we're armed with logic. Haha, yeah, ghost, what are you gonna do against logic, huh? I'd recovered to the point where I may have even hummed. However, I noticed it when I was about to re-enter the main street from the arcade in front of the train station. I heard like a howl or something, right? There was a strange, abnormal feeling on the back of my left foot. It was like I was constantly stepping on gum. So I stopped my bike and took off my sneaker right there. And then I lifted my left foot a bit, looked at the sole, and froze. All of my good feelings were extinguished, and felt my blood freezing. What is it? What the fuck is on this shoe? On the back of my sneaker. What the fuck is that? What? What is that? It's a Japanese character? Was engraved the number 4. Oh shit, no, you're fucking shitting me. What? Who, wow, how, what? Who? I first it can't even be a who. More like what? Because no way can somebody do this to us, or somebody. The only way somebody could actually do it must have been either during the meeting, like we just, this guy doesn't sit. You know how some people sit, like, they have like one leg over the other, so that sole of the shoe is like not touching the ground. And then one guy's like, oops, drop my pencil, and then he just goes underneath the table, and then he carves this underneath our shoe. But no. What the fuck? Oh shit. Damn it. What the hell, Schema? This is not freaking Schema, okay? The countdown was continuing. I pushed the mama cycle along with mostly a half step, and every person passing gave me a strange look, owing to my frantic look. But I paid them no heed. I threw away the sneaker with 4 engraved on the spot. I couldn't continue wearing such an eerie thing. He's walking around with like one shoe and on one sock right now. The cold of the concrete and the scattered pebbles pierced my feet through my socks, but I didn't care. Why? When was 4 carved into the back of my sneaker? What was going to happen when the countdown ended? And how would I be able to escape from this terror? I had no idea. But in any case, I kept running. People in fancy clothing looked at me and laughed, but I didn't care. I just wanted somewhere with a warm atmosphere. Where? To another freaking country, Africa. It's warm there. Where would that be? What the fuck? What is with the happiness all of a sudden? Eventually, I found a discount shop open late into the night after passing through the arcade, and jumped in. Oh yeah, alright, we can shake off the bad feelings here. This is like dancing music. This is actually making me somewhat happy. This is good. Why can't the rest of the game be like this? A stupidly bright theme song was playing in the background. The mass of products were incredibly cheap, and I sang along with the simply repetitive melody. Flamboyantly dressed girls avoided me as I stood there, leaning against the shelf holding cosmetics and mumbling to myself. An employee asked me, "Are you unwell?" And I finally realized that my left foot, which was only covered by socks, was throbbing. What? Our foot was throbbing? When I looked, perhaps I stepped on a shard of glass on the way, as I saw that the sock had been cut and bloodied. I bought bandages, socks, and the cheapest sneaker, and cleaned the wound in the bathroom. Dude, stay in. Oh god, why? Oh, this is a Japanese bathroom, or toilet rather. You can tell by they have this sort of resting arm on the side. I think I showed it. I don't remember in which series it was, but Japanese toilets are a thing of the future. Okay, I've never been to Japan, so I've never seen it. But I saw it on a reality TV show or something, where some guy was like showing it, and it actually looked like it's fucking high tech. Okay, like look at that. You can even rest your one arm on the toilet, like if you need some extra leverage or something. And there are buttons on it to if you want to a bidet or something like that. It shoots water up your butt. Yeah, that thing. You have buttons to control that. So yeah, definitely a Japanese toilet. I cleaned the back of my foot, placed the bandage, and wore the new socks. The cheap sneaker had a shoddy design and wasn't very comfortable, but it was better than being barefoot. It's actually funny how the theme song, it's still playing, but it's very, very, very softly in the background. It was an unnecessary expense, but I felt comforted. Oh yeah, we're back! I was afraid of being in the bathroom alone, so I returned to the inside of the store and took deep breaths as I wandered around the store as if window shopping. Oh shit, what is this? Look at that! Look at that! Don't you see a skull? This is, why don't you see, if you look down from the arrow that's going up and down, right? If you look behind that, you can see a freaking skull, okay? Right? The 2 black thingies? black holes, those are the eyes, and then beneath that you have two smaller holes, which are the noses, and then below that you have see like these tiny white pieces, which are the teeth of the skull. I definitely see a freaking skull. Ah, shit. What should I do now? I thought, but could come up with no answer. Don't go back home, don't go back home. At some point, I just begun standing in front of a window shop. In front of a show window, absent-mindedly. An employee from before asked if anything was wrong again, so I left the store. There was no helping it, so I began heading towards the net cafe I'd been using before, but it was already full. I peeked into the nearby karaoke box, but there was even a line spilling out onto the street. I tried wandering around several stores, but they were all the same. That's like a true hallmark of a really huge city, you know? Cities that basically have stores open 24/7, or like, you know, in smaller cities, obviously, you know, when it hits a certain time, like everything just shuts down basically, right? My city isn't that particularly big. It's like, I live in the north of the Netherlands. It's one of the, I guess it's kind of the biggest city of the north, but still, it's not as big as like the bigger cities, you know? Like Amsterdam is obviously probably the most known city in the Netherlands, and then like the other big cities in the world, like New York, Tokyo is definitely one of them, and other Los Angeles probably and stuff like that, you know? Those are just like, they have just cities that almost never really sleep at night. And here's the same, like they have net cafes that are open even this late at night, karaoke stores that are open this late at night. I don't know why it's a store, but you know what I mean. So yeah, that you can truly tell that this is Tokyo. Come to think of it, it was Saturday night. There would be no openings until the first train. However, I couldn't think of any other place to go. I wandered around the station while dragging my bike, and the police would shoot me suspicious looks. I almost felt like it would be more comforting to be arrested, but some level of common sense remained in me, so I turned back to the main street. That was what I was thinking as well, like, you know, can't we just ask the police officers to spend the night in jail? I would be happy doing that if I were this freaked out. Okay, maybe not happy, but I would at least consider it as a possible alternative. The headlights of cars on Itsukaiji Street illuminated me as they passed by. Normally, the cars just look like fuel-consuming devices, but today, I felt consoled by them. It was invigorating to look upon things that could be scientifically explained. However, I may have been at my limits. This was no different from being homeless. I had no one I was intimate with enough in Tokyo, where the light never dims. I had no place to go, and I was running low on funds. Spontaneously, I looked at the night sky, but just as there were no clouds, there were also no stars. It was just an obsidian dimension that stretched on as if painted. Perhaps I could call my sister and borrow some money in the morning, and then go back to Shizuoka. Tokyo was too much for me, which was something humiliating to say, but this was just too unexpected. I'd imagine most people would have trouble with such a case too. Mother, I'm sorry. You supported me so much in coming to Tokyo. Then, what? I saw a strong light at the end of the night street. When I looked up, I realized I'd come back to the family restaurant. I see. This was also open 24 hours. That was enough to make me feel like I'd found 1,000,000 allies, and my knees almost buckled. The drink bar here was cheaper than the net cafe, and there were plenty of people about due to it being Saturday night. I should have just stayed here from the start. I laughed to myself dryly, and I must have been very hard to approach with how I looked. Anyways, I left my mama cycle at the bicycle lot for the family restaurant, and then was about to enter when I recoiled. There was something even more bizarre that made me not want to get any closer. Outside the big glass window to the store, inside the fern thicket that seemed to have been planted to cover the store. Oh God. Was a girl dressed in full black. She wore a black long coat, even though it was spring, and her long hair that stretched down her back, and her skirt and her boots were also pure black, a witch! Yet her skin was abnormally white, and she was crouched in the darkness, so it looked like only her face was floating. What is she doing? She was standing in the middle of the thicket and almost pressing her face against the glass as she stared into the store. It was so creepy. I was about to back off. Oh God! Her eyes are actually pretty mean looking too. But then she slowly turned to face me. Her face was shockingly white, and the face was aligned perfectly. She was so perfect that I felt like saying she must have been a construct, like a giant bisque doll that had accidentally been left there. That's the impression she gave. A night-colored girl. Unexpectedly, those words popped into my head. Those were the colors of the girl's eyes. Maybe it was because of the lighting, but it felt like an inordinately large proportion of her eyes were taken by her irises, and that under her long eyelashes, they seemed to have jet black glimmer. Just look at that. Look at that. Oh God. She does not look like a kind person. But then, I mean, looks can be deceiving, definitely. Some people just have a mean face. I kind of have a mean, not necessarily mean face, but just my neutral face doesn't look happy. So normally when I just look normal, I feel like that's the reason why I'm generally kind of hard to approach. Because my normal resting face just actually looks like I'm kind of angry. Even though I'm not. Even if I'm just in a good mood, people will probably think I'm still kind of angry. Below her straight-cut front hair, they shone a dark color as they gazed upon me. Are you... My mouth naturally spoke. Yoichi? The girl silently nodded. What? She is Yoichi? You're a bit late to the party, girl. But wait! We saw her! We're dead. We're dead. I mean, we kinda already were. When did we see her then? Cause the rumor about Yoichi, and apparently now it's a girl, the rumor about Yoichi, right, is that when people are around her or see her or whatever, you know, they will disappear or die within... I'm not sure if it said specifically 7 days, but it says that something bad will happen to them, right? But the numbers that are like counted down for us, like the 4 that we just saw on our shoe earlier, really makes it seem like, you know, it's already... that's already kind of happening to us. We're already doomed anyway, so at this point it doesn't matter that we see Yoichi, I guess. Oh God. Yoichi isn't a living person. Those that meet Yoichi die 7 days later. Offline meetings that Yoichi attends end in terror. Why am I sweating? She doesn't seem that scary. I mean, she does look mean, but she doesn't seem too scary. What I'd heard earlier floated around in my head as I stared at the girl in front of me. 7 glasses were laid out on a table in front of Yoichi, ranging from iced coffee, to cola, to orange juice, to Japanese tea, creating her own drink bar. These pictures are really, really freaking awesome. Like, they actually make me think like, oh, I'm so thirsty right now. I actually really, really am. My mouth is so dry. Aren't you supposed to take one at a time? I said to her in an exasperated tone, but she replied, as long as I drink everything, there should be no problem. And she kept her eyes on the glasses as she drank one after another. She must have been really thirsty drinking all 7 of that. She drank orange juice, then iced tea, then warm Japanese tea cola, and she faithfully repeated the order a number of times. Oh, what? Sometimes adding rooibos tea, and black tea, and melon soda as an accent. I didn't know if there was meaning to the order, but when she did it, it felt like some sort of traditional religious ritual, which was odd. I thought she was just, when it said she drank orange juice, I thought she just drank the whole cup first, you know? But no, she's taking one sip of this, one sip of that, one sip of this, one sip of that. Like she's mixing all of that together. That's really weird. I took a look again at the girl who went by Yoichi. She was probably still in high school. I realized when looking at her under a brighter condition that she had immense beauty. However, the problem was her eyes. I agree. If you, I'm holding my finger over her eyes right now. She kind of, you know, I don't know about beauty, but she definitely looks more on the pretty side, I guess. There are uglier looking girls out there for sure, but the eyes, yeah, it's much better to cover the eyes. Those eyes that seemed like glass beads seemed to be looking somewhere, and yet also seemed to be looking nowhere. It felt as if she did not share the same world, creating a special barrier about her. We should try and touch her. That's the test. Hers was not like that of a princess, and her high perch, rather, if anything, like that of a witch's apprentice. I told you she's a witch! Hey, I asked the girl dressed in black as she busily rifled through the drinks. Why didn't you come to the offline meeting? She's gonna say I was already there. I was there? No, but when everyone was around, you didn't come. I was there. Right there the whole time. Oh shit. She pointed towards the other side of the window, where I'd first found Yoichi. In other words, in the bush outside the store. She was peeking in from the outside. There? With her face pressed against the glass? Then what? From 11 until now, you were there the whole time? Yes, she nodded, and as I stared at her pale face, I thought, this girl, is she what you'd call psychotic? It was already past 2 a.m. To stick to glass for 3 hours from 11 p.m. must have creeped out the employees. Oh god, what if actually nobody sees her except us? When I turned back toward her, a different waitress from before was saying something to Yoichi. But that is not possible, because why else? Indeed, the waitresses are acknowledging her right now. She ordered drinks, she's drinking the drinks. It's not like the waitresses see nothing and they just, oh, what the shit? All the drinks are like magically disappearing. You know, it's not like that. But I feel like people, I mean, everybody was kind of drunk. But still, I feel like people would have noticed if someone was like, you know, pressed against the glass for 3 hours the entire time while we were inside of here. Someone should have noticed. So why didn't they? Her expression was contorted in an extremely mean manner, in a much more contemptuous manner than she'd shown me, or they'd shown me. I stood up, having felt like I'd seen something detestable. I immediately walked toward them, declared, I want a drink bar as well, and headed straight toward the counter to grab a drink. I don't know why I felt so irritated. Probably, it was because it felt like I'd been laughed at as a fellow occult lover. Oh, please, whiskey. All the whiskey in the world. Give it to me right now. I don't even drink whiskey. I filled my glass to the brim with ice, then pressed the button for iced coffee. I thought this guy was like, oh shit, I need something strong right now. Alright, it's time for iced coffee. Now then, what to do from here out? As I watched the hot iced coffee melt through the ice, I thought, what, hot iced coffee? Is it just normal coffee but instead you have ice cubes in it? I could not go home, and the countdown continued. Furthermore, I had run into the heresy class occult girl from Ikaigabuchi, and now, for some reason, I'm alone with her at a family restaurant, late at night. In a way, it was comforting that I was not alone, but given that it was an occult girl with strange urban legends attached to her, I was left with complex emotions. You like bad coffee? When I returned to my seat, Yoichi said that. What? I asked if you like bad coffee. The coffee here is unsatisfactory. I looked at her 7 glasses again and noticed that only the iced coffee had hardly been sipped. Information that you can gather beforehand should be processed before you act. Yoichi's neat, logic-filled words annoyed me, so I replied with some nastiness. Then allow me to gather information. Why did you come to today's offline meeting? Because I was interested. In the house that grants wishes? Why are you interested in that house? The sounds are probably the structural groans, and the engravings might just be my mistake, right? I said exactly what Karasu told me, in a self-deprecating manner. And Yoichi simply said, of course, without any hint of retorting. Then, why? When I read about that house on the forum, I felt a bit of an oddity. Oh god, so odd that she opened her mouth for it. In an O, like the emoticon with an O, like, oh, the surprised face. That's her surprised face. Her low, whispering tone gave me goosebumps. There are countless stories of oddities overflowing on the internet, but most of them are fake. Real ones, though, they have a scent that cannot be hidden. Something hot bubbled forth from the bottom of my stomach at those words. She knows that our story isn't bullshit. Oh god. Oh god. Having a psycho believe you isn't really something to be pleased about. But I was, to be frank, happy that there was someone that would finally listen to the source of my fears. Indeed, that place is real. I was in shambles already, as the bottom of my shoe had been carved into. Hey, what is that? Is it a ghost? Are you the type that can see them? What do you mean by having a scent that cannot be hidden? I couldn't stop myself from blurting out questions, and Yoichi stared at a glass of orange juice as she flatly answered. First question first. It may not be a ghost. What? Next question. It's not that I can see everything. Final question. A feeling. Real abnormalities always have a strange sense of not fitting together. Yoichi switched out of her previous dazed posture and began talking. Oh god, what the fuck is that? Strange phenomena happen. People related to it become afraid. When you investigate, you find out that someone committed suicide there. I won't say that such neatly placed together stories are all fake, However, the real, fun ghost stories surpass such things. There's a feeling as if something important has been skipped over. Being able to fill in the gap is the single theory of the other side. In other words, what? What is that eerie sounds that keeps happening at my house? Why are numbers being written? And why are they always going down? What happens to me when the numbers run out? Oh god, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? I subconsciously stood up as I shouted. What's going to happen to me? The store went silent and everyone was looking at me. Embarrassed a bit, I sat back down. However, I couldn't figure out what was going on. I didn't know what to do anymore. I was a bit ashamed of myself and scratched my head when Yoichi quietly mumbled, "You're the one that posted that." I looked up and Yoichi's cold, dark irises were mysteriously glimmering. I nodded and explained what had just happened. That 4 had already arrived, and that it had been carved into the bottom of my sneakers I had been wearing myself. I explained that while trembling. How does someone carve that? Did someone possess me all the way from home? I was almost in tears when I asked, and then I recoiled. Oh, Yoishi's eyes, which were once like glass beads, had seemed to harbor life. Look at those eyes, oh my god. What the heck? The way she's looking at us. It's so serious. And then, she suddenly placed a finger to my nose and said, "Hey, close your eyes." Huh? Her pretty face peered into me, gazing into my eyes. Her face had come so close to me that, to be honest, my heart started racing. Why do I have to close my eyes? Just do it. My heart thumping, I did as she said. I closed my eyes tightly. It felt like something inappropriate, inappropriate imagination had drifted in, so I frantically warded that away. Imagine. Her lips seemed to move at the back of my eyes, commanding. Oh, you are standing at the entrance of your house. Oh god, is she like guiding us? You know, she's guiding us through the other world or something? The ghost world? Oh god. I am not in my house. Oh shit, what? What the fuck was that? Her frosty, yet somewhat kind voice forced me to stand before my house. As detailed as you can, imagine yourself standing at the entrance of your house. As if controlled by those words, I imagined myself standing in that house in the darkness. Black, the sharp image of that mountain cottage, the reddish-brown roof, the mountain cottage, the atelier that an architect had built for himself. The walls were faded in a nice fashion and covered by vines up to the second floor. The white paint had slightly chipped off the wooden windowsills. The first floor was all a garage, and the second and third floors were built as living quarters. It had no kitchen. My rented house of 30,000 yen, and at night it began making a strange sound, and the next morning a number would be carved somewhere. My legs began trembling, but I held them down with both my hands. Alright, when you've imagined it, place your hand on the doorknob. I do not want to freaking go in, Yoichi! Don't send me in there! Alright, dude, don't fucking do it. Now open the door. Oh god, my shoes. Other shoes. I opened the door. My shoes were sprawled out on the foyer. When I rushed out of the house, I kicked the leather shoes out of the way, but my feet refused to go further. I felt someone in the house, even though no one should be in it. Oh my god, please stop it. The thick, sticky air seemed to make me feel that way. No, I didn't want to step forward, even if this was just my imagination. Seemingly noticing my emotions, Yoichi said, whispering, "Don't worry. Slowly move in. Take off your shoes as usual and step in. When you step in, I don't care what order, but open every window in your house." Is she like a ghost exterminator? Neatly, one by one, without leaving a single out. Window? Why windows? Can the ghost escape that way? Is it too dumb to use doors, so now it only exits through windows? I thought that, but I heeded her. I went by the window in the living room, unlocked it, and opened it. And then from there to the Japanese-style room I was using as a bedroom, I unlocked and opened the window. Then from the Japanese-style room to the bathroom, opened. To the bath, opened. Oh fuck. Then I progressed to the 3rd floor. Oh my god. There were 2 on the 3rd floor, by the veranda, and next to my desk. I unlocked and opened both. I'm done. And now close the windows in reverse order. What the fuck kind of magic trick is this, okay? This is like, you know, this is like an elaborate version of, alright, pick a card, pick any card, and I'll put it back in there. Is this your card? Huh? Close them in order from the last one you opened. Having no other choice, I did as she said. Is this how you remove the curse? The window on the 3rd floor by the desk. Veranda. Then down to the 2nd floor. And the bath. Toilet. Japanese style room. Living quarters. I closed them all. Yes, done. Now open your eyes, said Yoichi's voice, and I opened my eyes, and the light from the bright, fluorescent lamps flooded into my eyes. I had paid no heed to them before, but the bright pop music from within the store also came into my ears. Right, this was a family restaurant. I rubbed my eyes strongly when Yoichi asked me, "How was it?" What do you mean, how was it? What was the point of this? Was there anyone in the rooms? My hair stood at those words. I don't freaking know, okay? Oh my god. There was. What? Dude! The fuck is that? Look, you see an arm. Oh my god, you see a ghost. No fucking hell. No, please, dude. No. It's like in a business suit and everything. That was on the landing of the stairs between the 2nd and 3rd floors. Can I fucking stop, please? Someone help me, save me, rescue me right now. A middle-aged man wearing ashen-colored clothing seemed to have been there. Immobile, with an empty-ish face, he watched over my every action with his staring eyes. I could never look straight at him, but he was always appearing at the edge of my sight. Oh god, what the fuck was that? There wasn't there? Yoishi's black eyes dazzled with some sort of happiness. Was it someone you know? I don't know. I'd never seen him before. No. Could that be? To imagine someone that I'd never met before. No, that's impossible. I think I mentioned this before, but even in like dreams and whatnot, you know, your mind cannot make up a person. Like your brain cannot physically make up faces or anything like that. If you see someone in your dream, it's always, even if it's someone that you think is not familiar, it is someone that even if it's just someone that you met on the subway today and only saw them for 1 second, just the fact that your face or your brain recognizes that face, it's just it pulls up those faces from. That's why you sometimes dream about random people. It just makes up these faces from people that you recognize. So it can't be. You must have seen him from somewhere if it is an imagination or a dream. That house still remained thick within my mind as Yoishi's joyful voice echoed through the image. Scared? Yeah! I looked, and Yoishi had come close enough to me that I could feel her breath. Girl, you gotta chill the fuck out, okay? Look how intense she is looking. This is making her happy, right? This is what she likes. Oh my god. Because she got happy when was there someone there? And she's like, oh yeah, there was, right? It was in that tone that she actually was excited about the fact that we saw someone in the house. Oh my god. Okay, someone do not do this, right? Because I know I actually should probably. It would have been better if I played it. Actually, it wouldn't be better if I played this with the webcam. But the thing that I'm doing right now, right, is I'm looking into her eyes, and then I actually close my eyes and then rub my eyes, and I still see her freaking eyes when I close my eyes as well. You guys try it. Look into her eyes, deep into her eyes, and then close it and then lightly rub it or whatever, and I still see that. What the fuck? Girl, your eyes are scary. Hey, are you feeling scared right now? Yes, I'm fucking scared. Scared. Or rather, your eyes that look like they'll eat everything scare me. Tell me more. What kind of person? I took a deep breath and explained as I tried to stop myself from trembling. Oh god, I do not want to see the face. What the fuck? A gray worn suit. I didn't remember a necktie. The suit seemed a bit big, but that may have been because the man was thinned. Please stop right there. I do not want to see the face. He had white hair. Thank God it stopped. That actually makes it worse. Because if we don't see the face, something is fucked up with the face. He had white hair, and I couldn't remember the face. The hair was grown a bit long, without any care. He wore black shoes. And Yoishi was rubbing her chin, going, After some silence, and glancing about at nothing with her eyes, she looked at me once more. Hey, how about we go? Oh no, girl, we are not going together to my house. Hell no. What? To your house. Now. No,